To deconstruct the materialization of my mind, when one day I woke up not knowing for a second who I was, and I began to like not knowing. I thought for an instant that not knowing was bliss, and admitting this was tripping me out, and knowing that and admitting this was blissful business. So instead of wishful thinking, I was blissful thinking, finally seeing for me, opening my eyes to see and like what I was taught to see. Seeing in the mirror for the first time the reflection of me and the curious me, random me, obsessive me. And I began to deconstruct the materialization of my mind between past life and past promises, promises failed and failed so-called accomplishments. And I decided to rewrite history, the history of me. Decided to do a few things, say a few things, dream a few things. So I popped the cigarette in my mouth and forgot about the cancer because James Dean did it and he was so cool. And I wanted to wake up in a strange world where being me is accepted and not being strange at all, even though I cry to comedies and laugh hysterically during dramas. And I want to swing on a hammock tied to elephant tusks on some distant island while the elephants sing to me Elvis songs and chat about last Sunday's football game and how the Raiders were robbed. And I decided that I wanted to literally be born again, actually make the same mistakes instead of to avoid them, to remind me of humanity's pitfalls and calamities, and how I'm just me and nobody else, I'm just me. And I want to embrace how we're all just trying to get along, singing the same songs, humming the same tunes, invading each other in cyberspace, even though it's through Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace. And I want to one day wake up to a place where one plays fetch with whales out in the open sea, and mermaids are the referees and call the shots. And I want to speak some crazy language that no one has ever heard of, so when you listen, I make no sense at all. And if you choose to ignore me, I'm perfectly understood. And I want to be able to eat rocks and digest them, because then I wouldn't go hungry and live off the words of my pen, allowing me to starve every now and then for what's really important, you know, like Cocoa Puffs and Reese's Pieces. And I want to be handcuffed to a lion so I can stare death in the face, showing a range of emotions, crying, laughing, then crying again, confusing the hell out of the lion, as we do sometimes to the one we love. And I want to stand on the corner of Blackstone and Herndon holding up a sign that says, "We'll take verbal abuse for change," next to the lady holding up a sign that says, "Cash for gold," and the old man sign that says, "I won't lie, I need money for beer." So I woke up the next day knowing exactly who I was, where I was, and what I wanted, and I liked it. I had deconstructed the foregone materialization of my mind with truth, without devils and angels, with love, without opinion or condemnation, condemnation from hypocrite nations, without adaptations, truth evasions, unbothered soul.